Yeah. No, we're done. Yeah, you're not gonna threaten assault us. Let me go.
I'm Officer Subia. I've been working for the Bellingham Police Department for about 5 years now. I work the north end of the city in our Paul 1 area. That's north of I-5 at the Guide Meridian, and it goes to the city limits north, west, and east. I work for the 2 Paul shift at our department, which is 10:20 a.m. to 9 p.m. The thing that originally got me into policing, just a tiny bit of backstory, I graduated from Western with my human services degree. My passion was in case management for gang-affiliated adolescent youth, but I definitely didn't want to be a cop. It changed a year later. A lot of personal life circumstances happened, and a job opportunity opened up in the records department at BPD. Fortunately enough, I got that job and learned a ton about basically the transparency between what it's like being a police officer and the stuff that goes to court, and then the way that the court makes decisions based off of the reports that they read. After a year, I got kind of tired of sitting behind a desk and I wanted to do more, and I went to the lieutenant at the time who had hired me in records and asked him about the possibility of becoming a cop, and he kind of fast-tracked my hire, and here I am. Just some of the things that in general that spurred that decision was a desire to help, and I think if you talk to any cop, that's really a common thread. But along with a desire to help, I like being involved in the things that matter the most. Seeing people on their worst day and being able to address some of the underlying issues that are there is a whole different world, and now looking back on that, that's the root of why I became a police officer. 2272. Hey, man. Hey, do you want to just take it?
Trying to call my boss.
No, it's okay. Go ahead and take a seat. How do you feel right now? Shock. Okay. Take a couple deep breaths for me. I'm gonna have medics just come and take a look at you. Okay. He should probably be checked out. The person that came up on him before said that he might have lost consciousness, or he was unresponsive when we first got here.
He was unresponsive.
Yeah, when they first came up, but he's been talking to me, at least now. Ford's taking a left turn. Mercedes is traveling. Yeah, Mercedes is traveling southbound. Green light showing. Left turn. Smacks the back end. So I think he's at fault. He's also suspended second. So I'm going to come up there and chat with them here in a second. Yeah. I'm just going to get this portion of it done. We found who at the at-fault party is for the collision portion of it. That person is going to be cited with a traffic infraction for a failure to yield, for taking an improper turn, failing to yield the right of way. But he's also going to receive a criminal citation for driving with a suspended license in the second degree. As soon as an exchange of information is done and some information is filled out, it'll be given to each of the drivers, and they'll be cut loose. While we've been sitting here, one of the things that we're balancing now is dispatch advised about an unrelated call to what I'm currently on about a simple assault that might have happened up at the mall, which is directly behind us, and that they took off in a vehicle. Sounded like a silver or a light-colored Toyota, which Corporal Keller is keeping an eye out for, but as a solo officer that's dealing with the collision, Corporal Keller's kind of keeping an eye out for another thing that's happening right behind me. It's a pretty frequent thing that I would say is happening on calls when you're trying to balance talking on the radio, handling your calls for service, but also kind of keeping a situational awareness of some of the things that we might not be directly involved with at the time. Especially in the city, that's something that we see often, and we've been battling just low staffing numbers, which is a by and large police issue across the country. A firm. They are at the location of our stop right now.
Serial killers always talk to strangers. Yep. And then the Zoomies people would like bothered me a lot because they talk to every customer like as if they're interviewing me.
So essentially what we had was a simple assault. We had a subject that came into in the mall, had got verbal with one of the employees there, had ended up assaulting said employee, punched the employee in the face, scratched her face, was asked to leave multiple times after that, got into a bit of an argument with employees. Eventually did leave. We were given a description of the suspect, located this vehicle, which we were given the plate as well. Driver matches the description of the suspect in said assault. So right now she's detained. We're just waiting for a field show up to confirm that that's the individual that was involved in the assault. So you are under arrest for assault 4. What that's going to look like is a citation, okay? All right, so you said that Shoreline address is good for getting mail? All right, so you need to make sure that you stay on top of that. I don't want it to turn into a warrant, all right, because you'll get a court date for that, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you out of this right handcuff first. When I do that, if you can place your hand on top of your head until I get the other one out, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From this last call, we're giving a courtesy ride to one of the involved parties to a different location in the city, just to coordinate a ride. There's another vehicle collision that came out as well that was towards the end of our call. Because we're giving a courtesy ride to somebody else, another neighboring unit, just like the last time, is going to be responding to handle the primary investigation for that. So all in total, we had 3 separate police calls, all pretty much in the same location within, it's been about an hour of time. And so just a kind of a good example of the dispersion of resources amongst our department to handle multiple different 911 calls for service that include vehicle collisions, a reported simple assault, and now we're giving a courtesy ride to somebody that was involved that needs a little bit extra of assistance. And then I tightened up your bags just so that nothing falls out here for it, but I'll let you... Absolutely, absolutely. Any last questions, anything that you need from us?
Nope, that's it, man.
All right. Well, take care. Have a better rest of your day.
Thanks
for the patience with that one. That one ended up being a little bit of a thing. So
Thank you, I appreciate it.
take care. One of the biggest issues in the Paul area that we typically see is property crime. And property crime can range from theft from stores to possession of stolen property. We see a lot of theft of food items all the way to electronic devices. And that's usually embedded with a lot of different issues that we see just in terms of addiction and drug use is something that we typically see that's associated with it, but then additionally with homelessness. 6786 Kellogg and Meridian.
11 Kellogg and Meridian. Copy.
Sorry to scare you there. Police department, just so you know, my camera's rolling. Reason for the stop, you got 2 brake lights that are out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had an accident Friday,
Okay.
and it was somebody hit me from behind.
Gotcha.
I can't get to them. I can't open the tailgate.
Okay.
To get the 2 bolts
Okay.
full of things.
Perfect.
to get 'em.
Can I just take a look at your license?
Yes, sir.
You got registration and insurance as well. What we got here is we're doing a routine traffic stop for a vehicle that has 2 brake lights that are out. Traffic stops for police officers can go in a lot of different directions, enforcement or education. This one for me typically is going to be an educational stop, especially going into the rainy season here in Washington when we see an uptick in collisions and things where people are either getting hurt or involved in a vehicle collision in some way, shape, or form. I will give you this all back. I'm just, obviously verbal warning for it.
Thank you.
My biggest thing is that when pulling people over for brake lights being out, sometimes they don't know. Obviously, if you've been in a collision, that would make a lot of sense. Any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right, take care. Have a good rest of your day. And contact and recording. Just responded to another collision. It's involving a school district vehicle, driver's ed vehicle. Rudimentary collision, just got rear-ended. So the other driver was cited for following too closely.
A month ago, I started
Using again. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any more in the car? Any more drugs? Any more booze? call that we just responded to was regards to a person that was passed out in the driver's seat of a vehicle. The primary officer in this case was had burnt foils and lighters that were in the car at the time. And at this point, it's a public safety matter in terms of addressing someone that's passed out at the wheel of a car with the keys in the ignition. And we're just trying to check their welfare as well, in terms of whether they're going to be driving away, whether they're staying put, what their plan of action is for the rest of the evening. He been like this the entire time?
What's that?
Has he been like this the entire time? We're responding to a domestic dispute between a person that's calling in and her ex-boyfriend, something about the ex returned back and did something to her vehicle. 211 area. Where's he at? He's inside? Yeah, can you come down here?
Come on. Shoot me. I don't care. I really. Do not talk to me right now. Don't talk to me right now. Because I'm gonna you up. I'm gonna you up, and me and you. Shoot me. I don't care. I'm gonna grab your gun.
That's a bad
I'm
idea.
gonna grab your gun.
Well, we don't
Me
want
and
that.
you. Yeah. No, we're done. Yeah, you're not gonna threaten assault us. No, I didn't. I didn't. Let me go. Let me go to. Let me go to.
Yep. Put your hand behind your back. So here's the deal. You gotta put your hand behind your back.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Are we going together?
Yes, we're going together.
Okay. Stop pulling.
Got it? There we
Yes,
go.
Okay. Stop pulling. And I don't want to be. I'm fine.
Officer Subia?
Yep.
Okay.
And
So what can we do to help you get you in the car today? Because remember, you wanted to get out of here. That's what you just told us. So we're trying to get you out of here.
But I have chains on my arm, and I was listening.
That's just because you told us you were trying to grab my gun to kill yourself.
What?
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to hurt you, man.
No,
We're not here to hurt you.
let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
There we go.
I know you're doing what you have to do.
Because of they were threats towards us, we take those seriously. And so at this point in time, that this is the best place for you for tonight. Again, not jail. There's no criminal charges that are associated with the involuntary hold in and of itself. But that's why we're going. I think this is the best place for you, man. We want to make sure that we can.
No, I've been here before.
I gotcha.
I've been here before. I'm done.
The male subject was making a lot of comments to harm himself and utilizing officers to harm him. So the hospital was the best place for him on an involuntary hold until he can speak to a mental health professional. I'll just head into for a female subject that they have 6 open theft investigations on that walked away from the store with merchandise. With 2 hours left in my shift, I'm going to be catching up on paperwork from all the calls for service earlier. Other 911 calls for service can still come out that we'll respond to, but the primary focus right now is to get caught up on paperwork, and that will close out the day.